first things first, as always, Anthony Joshua don't get enough credit, man. People talking about him fighting Robert Helenius, basically, you know, not liking his competition and stuff like that. As we know, Robert Helenius is a late replacement for Dillian White. He failed the drug test, whatever and whatnot. If you look at Anthony Joshua's career, his career consists of this: preparing for one fighter, then something happened and that fighter dropping out. Then he's going to have to pick another fighter that which he did not prepare for, and basically somewhat be a fish out of water. His career consists of this a lot. Okay? And people complaining about him fighting Robert Helenius. People need to remind themselves, Anthony Joshua got in the position he's in, basically no longer being a world champion, because he was taking on the best of the best and did not hesitate. When he could have took soft touches, he could have took cherry picks, he always had picked the best. That's why regardless of whatever happens to him, I like what he did and what he brought back to boxing and what he tried to do and what he wanted to do, you know? And the truth of the matter is, I'm not mad at his opponent at all. I understand AJ needs a knockout under his belt. This is more for his mental than anything else. And speaking of his mental, when I watched, you know, what he dropped on his YouTube channel, Anthony Joshua appears to be mentally in a good space. He appears to be mentally healthy. He appears to be genuinely happy and satisfied with where he's at and what's going on. That's very important when it comes to Anthony Joshua. And he also says that he wants to win just for Derrick James, you know. And the other thing is, physically, this is the best physically I have seen Anthony Joshua in a long time. I haven't seen him physically look this good, and he hasn't physically looked as good since his fight with Dillian White. You've never seen AJ rip like this again. The Dillian White was the last time you seen him cut up like this. Now, this is the closest that I've seen him get close to that. And the reason why I say that with Anthony Joshua's weight is always a big issue with me because it determines how he moves and how long he's going to last. So his weight has always been a big issue with me. I didn't like the weight that he came in when he fought Klitschko. I didn't like his weight a lot of times. Matter of fact, the only time I liked his weight is when he came in, he fought Andy Ruiz for the second time. That's his fighting weight. I forever talk about fighting weight with Anthony Joshua. This is something important with him. Now, what I look at always with him is his stomach. You know what I'm saying? When AJ got that puffy, loose stomach and stuff like that, he's not in the best shape that he needs to be in. When his stomach is more sunk in and, you know what I'm saying, you're starting to see more of the muscles and rippling, you know what I'm saying, I know that he's in better shape. But that gut is always going to let me know what I need to know. Plus, it's the main transfer of energy. You know what I'm saying? So if you ain't keeping your gut tight, why do you think Bruce Lee did all them ab workouts and stuff like that? Because it transfers power. You know, but that's just a side note on what I gauge AJ on. Now, what do we need from this fight? We need AJ to establish that he's a problem. He just doesn't need to win. He needs to win and make a statement like always. This is one of the reasons why I say he just needs to keep boxing and don't put too much of a gap, because what it does is build this pressure that he's always under to do well, to perform well, to win, and he seems to crumble up under. That's why I would rather just have him keep fighting. The other downside to this is you're fighting Robert Helenius, somebody who Deontay Wilder got one of the most spectacular knockouts that we have seen right next to Dominic Brazil. So that's going to be a comparison, good and bad, because it'll also set up the Deontay Wilder fight, but it'll also set up the criticism. So basically, if you can't go out there and do what Deontay Wilder did, they're not going to be too much impressed by anything that you do. That's the unfortunate. But what Anthony Joshua needs to get from this is not what we say. This fight should be solely for him and getting his confidence and getting his morale back. And he needs a knockout under his belt to build his morale back up. You know what I'm saying? His spirit seems to be up. He seems to be in good shape. He seems to be happy, which is very important. So we got everything but the win. So he needs to go out there and get this win. Do it in dramatic fashion as much as you can, but nonetheless win. But, you know, at the same time, get your respect while you're out there. And then, you know, he should be on his way for the most part. But I'm not knocking him for fighting nobody like Robert Helenius. I understand it. If you ask me, this will be one of the softest, or if not the first softest fight that he's actually ever really had. Honestly. You know what I'm saying? Tyson had plenty of Safari Safaris and all these other people, the Otto Weilans and all that, you know what I'm saying? But the great Tyson Fury, you know what I'm saying? The next Muhammad Ali, you know what I'm saying? He had way more touch-ups and soft touches than Anthony Joshua, yet he doesn't get half the criticism. Like I said, I'll never understand boxing. Love the fake and hate the real. You know, it is what it is. But Anthony Joshua should be able to go out and actually pick this guy apart. He should actually make an example out of him. If he can. You know, a lot of things are going to be looked at in this fight. But Anthony Joshua seems to be mentally in a good space. And that's always what I'm concerned with when it comes to him. So we're going to see at the end of the day. But hopefully it's a good, entertaining fight. The pressure's just not on Anthony Joshua. Pressure's also on Derrick James. So a lot's going on here, man. A lot's going on. But we're going to tune in. We're going to see about it. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm up.